Hello and welcome back to Surviving as a Trader in Space. So today we got something a little bit different, and that is going to be a bit of a behind the scenes for you guys. So let's get started. Alright, so it's been about a month almost since I came back to the series until now, but we're not really starting the series up right away. We're doing something more or less of behind the scenes. Something I wanted to do for quite some time, and I think this is a good break point in the series to do so. So, of course, we're going to go spectator mode, roughly, and kind of do this kind of behind the scenes. So, one of the main things I wanted to do in terms of the behind the scenes is kind of like see where we missed or where all the ships went that were missed and things like that. So, just to have a bit of fun with that in that case, but it's all spectator mode in this case. So, we're just sitting here in our ship looking at 0.00 meters per second for the most part here, but we'll just walk through the behind the scenes piece. All right, so more or less it's gonna go all F10, and we're gonna see all the entity list and things like that. So I have trash removal off, so you see it's well, actually no, it's not off. I thought it was off, so it should be suspend if anything, but we'll leave it as alone for the time being. And you'll see empty the list, like all the different grids that are here basically. So it's a long list because I don't think any of it really got destroyed or moved or whatever the case is. But there are going to be some static grids I'm probably just going to remove from it as we progress in next few episodes. But as you can see, here's an NPC CPC. I think that's a corrupt, right? Critique drone. We click that right there. And this thing is, yeah, a critique drone. I think it's just sitting there, which is waiting for me, or pre-destroyed when I just kind of left out and about, which I could probably locate and find, perhaps. Unless it doesn't have an antenna and everything like that. So yeah, there's a lot of these kind of ships out there. So that's the critique drone. You have the experimental drone that's actually owned by me. That's just sitting in the ship. You have the fighter drone. Here's a bit of a piece of the fighter drone, which is like nothing left of it. Oh, and it's actually flying away too. So it's just like free floating. I guess it's more recent that this one exists because it's kind of close to Europa, and we're close to Europa. So this is probably gonna fly. It looks like the trajectory of Mars and potentially fall into gravity field, maybe. But I think we should really clean up the server a little bit too. Well, not server, but the game save. So I'm just gonna remove that. And then we have a fighter drone here that's just kind of like floating and just circling the base for whatever reasons. We're not gonna clean that up because that's nearby and still moving, I think. Unless it's just floating away. Does it still have a mind of its own? Well, not really a mind of its own, but you know what I mean. Probably not. It looks like it's floating in one direction. I think that more or less is a more recent one. So all these are probably more recent ones that we were fighting with beforehand. You have one here that looks like it crash landed in Europa, as you see here. So it's like minor little wrecks and everything like that. So these things were probably never going to come down and grab anyways. So the idea is going to just to remove them, basically. So tons and tons of fighter drones here. Here's another one that's like only a radar left. That's actually pretty crazy. We can get rid of these as well. More fighter drones. I think all these are like just static, just sitting there. This one has a bunch of ice protruding out of it for some reason. That's actually pretty interesting. And it's just sitting out here. So my base is, I don't even know where it is comparable to here. It is right over there, far away, looks like, right there. And then we have this sitting here with ice sticking out like that. But yeah, I think all these can just gonna go. And it looks like we have a whole bunch of these horsefly ones as well, which could probably go. Looks like a few in Mars, and a lot just floating in space. We have kamikaze, Gatling drones. I don't think they're really doing too much. Then you have some scatter drones. Looks like this one's in Mars. Scout drones. All these are like the minor little drones. They're not really doing too much. There's a sniper drone. Another sniper drone, stalker drones, all on fire and everything like that. Strike drones, more strike drones. Here's another one that's actually on Europa, looks like. So lots of crashes into Europa, I would assume, and a lot in Mars as well. But like I said, all these can kind of like just go away because we don't really need them here. And we're not going to do much with them anyways. We're not going to go and grab them and scrap them for parts and everything like that because they're just like small grids anyway. So we're just going to clean it up as much as possible. Here's a scouting drone. Pretty far away, just sitting out here on fire. It sounds like raging fire. And plus, it's a little cheesy if I actually did all this just to locate these ships. I'm just going to clean it up to make this the save file work a little bit smoother. So whatever's not moving, I'm just going to remove. Whatever is moving, I can just see if there is much movement on here. Doesn't look like there is. This was just doing a 360 for whatever reasons. So we're just going to get rid of that as soon as we can. There's a stalker drone. Probably remove that. Strike drones, strike drones, strike drones, strike drones, strike drones. More strike drones here, all damaged and removable. And then we have other things. A drone fighter. And this is, what is this? IBR. I'm not sure what category that is, but it says the director. Why does this look like a ship that I could build or have built? Definitely not something I built, obviously. There's a nice looking drone. It's just sitting here on Mars for no apparent reason. I mean, it likely fell here, but not much damage occurred to it. There's no uranium, so that's interesting. Is there a parachute here? Or was it enough ion thrusters for it to do a soft landing? I guess it was just enough. I mean, it's only 8 up thrusters. I don't know. Would that have been enough? Maybe. Don't know. Well, I'll take that off Mars. And then we got a whole bunch of these escort drones that we probably just destroyed for the most part. So let's just get rid of these. Then we got a patrol drone that looks like it's on Europa. So lots of craters around here is probably all caused by these ships. I mean, they're all scattered. They're not even nearby, to be honest. That'll be interesting if, you know, we actually had a base here. And then we would see drones fall next to the base and everything. That would have been pretty scary at the same time. But it would have been interesting too. Alright, so this one looks like it's fairly intact. That's actually pretty interesting. It's just sitting out here, not doing anything. But like I said, these can just go. I'm not gonna grab them anyways. Processing ship. What is this? So it looks like it's got hydrogen engine refineries. Okay, I think I took one of these ships before. This might be a... Would this be a Mayday ship? Potentially, but it looks fairly destroyed, so probably not. Hard to say. I guess a NPC would be in there if it was a Mayday ship, but it doesn't look to be that way. This one we could just probably get rid of. Here's a strike claw fighter. I don't know what that's about. And again, this is just sitting out here. But these could be Maydays. Actually, no, this can't be. It's a small grid ship. This thing just ran out of power and it's just sitting out here, to be honest. So, yeah. This thing is like fully intact with no damage whatsoever. Both of these are actually. But I think they're pretty far away, yeah. They are really far away. So, we are where? There? Yeah. So these might be some older drones that we ran away from. So they're really, really far away. Unless they were... No, I would say if they were floating, they would keep floating. So there's that. Here's a orc ship. I'm surprised this is not floating anymore. Do they eventually just stop floating for some reason? I mean, it shouldn't really. Because we are, yeah, 2,000 kilometers away. This thing is fairly shredded to pieces. And it could be one of those ships I fought a long time ago, but if they floated away, then that makes sense. But then for whatever reason they stop here, that kind of doesn't. But yes, again, we're just gonna remove them just to make some room in the save file in a way. Here's an aggressor ship. And this one is definitely flying away. It's one of those ships that we probably could not keep up with, and it just flew away. So this one is headed, wow, 3 kilometers away that way, and just heading into random space, basically. So we'll see you later. Here's another aggressor that's just sitting there. A berserker. So this thing has, oop. This thing is actually fairly close to us, but just sitting out here with some damage. I'm not sure why we left it here. We could have just probably just scrapped it and left, but there's actually a small grid ship actually, so that could be the biggest reason. A devourer. 2 devourers. 1 devourer just spinning in circles for fun. Because it's probably one I couldn't gather for whatever reasons. And again, they're pretty close to the base. This one's more or less 60 kilometers away, just spinning in circles. And I guess I just ignored it because it was just too much of a nuisance to even bother. So we'll remove that. Got a Havelock that, ooh, it landed on the asteroid. Oh, that's awesome. This is 7,000 kilometers away, actually. And it's in a direction this way. So what happened to this ship? Because if I was fighting it, it wouldn't be this far away, is 1. And 2, if it's towards my base, why did it smack into the asteroid this way? Very interesting. I mean, they could also be fighting other factions and stuff, but it wouldn't be too far away. They would have to fight really, really close to my location. So, yeah. But again, I did travel from the Earth-like planet to the Mars-like planet, so that could have played a role in it, potentially. So we'll just get rid of that. We got an impaler here that's sitting in Mars. Just out here roasting in the sun, basically. We'll get rid of that one. Same thing, just floating in space for no reason. What is this? RVR should be reverse, right? And this one just says space. I mean, okay. Just sitting out here. With just thrusters on 1 arm and it's lost the other arm, basically. Yeah, so all of these I'm probably never going to get back to anyway, so that's why I'm okay with just removing them. And you'll see here when I'm highlighting them, you'll see the distance from players about 2,000 away. I mean 200 away, so it's not even that far. But we'll get rid of that. Here's a mutilator that's about 1,000 away. Interesting little ship there. Piercer. Did I ever fight a piercer? I'm pretty sure... Nope, this thing's not running away. It's just spinning in circles. I guess I haven't really... I think I did fight it, I guess. I mean, that would be the main reason why it's just spinning here. Yeah, it's about 62 away, so... Interesting little ship there. Yeah, 63 away. We know what a Slayer looks like, but that definitely doesn't look like a Slayer. That's just... little bits of pieces. 2 small batteries for whatever reason. Get rid of that. That's my Thrasher, so we can get rid of that. Here's a Brazier docking station. That's 2,000 away. So I think this may have been the first docking station that I actually found that I kind of cut out in the first episode. And it looks like that may be the case because we are near... Yep, right here. Yeah, this is the first ever trade station I found. But of course, we're not going to remove that, obviously, from the list. Because these are just docking stations. Or stations. And then you have this station right here. Which is a TOC station. So these are like the beacon ones. Or economy bases, I should say. It's definitely a colony base. And then I've been to this one for sure as well. Right, so we don't necessarily need to look at all these. Here, more trade station that's like 380 away from my character, and 1800s, 1500. So there's a lot of different trade stations just nearby. We got a few wandering merchants that I believe did crash land in a planet or the moon. This one crash landed on Europa for whatever reason, so not sure exactly why that had happened, but it did. And then you have another one right here, also in Europa. I think either this is the same one or a different one, but either way, both wandering merchants ended up on Europa for whatever reasons. Blue drone Mark 1. It is nothing left of that. Get rid of that. Here's a cargo military ship, which is just sitting here. Not sure why. But this thing is sitting near the Earth-like planet. So this is a ship that was here very, very close to my start, I guess. I think all of these are. I think I have to leave these, right? I don't know. They might be Mayday ships, actually. There's an unknown signal. I'm not going to touch that. A Corvette debris, which is just random floating bits that I haven't collected. I don't know if they would be like ship or station materials. So if you hit it, would it fly away? I don't know. But for the most part, it is just random debris. So we're just going to get rid of that. More debris. So all this is debris. And these are from the Maydays, I think. So it just didn't pick them up. Or grind them down when we flew or jump drive the ship. So all these can go. Make some room in the save file. He's an orbital station. Not going to touch that. That's our ship. Encounter blue frame. Not sure what that is, but could be a wreck. Nope, it's a space pirate. That's literally 22 kilometers away. Not sure what that's about. It could be a... Yeah, this is a Mayday type of ship, so gotta leave that alone. Although I could remove it and it'll just respawn other pieces or other things eventually, but I'll leave it for now. Encounter Constructor Mark II. That's the little drone ship that's attached to this, which is pretty interesting. What else is there? Drone yard. That would be a space pirate ship, I think, or station. Not sure how it makes the drone yard, but I think it just kind of spawns drones, if anything. But this one is actually between the moon and the Earth-like planet, so that's interesting. Here's a Ghoul Corvette. 50 away from me. Well, anything that's too close to me, I'm not going to really touch too much. You never know what these can do. If I do remove a habitat pause, I'm not sure what that's about. Haunted section encounter. So these are the space pirate or Mayday encounters. So these we'll leave alone. And these are kind of like the asteroid bases and everything like that. We could remove them or keep them. It doesn't really matter. I just want to remove a lot of more ships more than anything else. Like this ship here, Hydro Tanker, is so close to us for some reason. But like it's a space pirate owner, so it's a Mayday probably. Looks like I've been here and grabbed it once before. So I don't know. Should I remove these? We probably don't need any of these. Yeah, I think more recently I've been to this one. And I just kind of drained the hydrogen off of it, as you see there. I don't know. Would it wreck the game if I were to just get rid of all these encounters? It may or may not. I mean, we could always try it just in case. Because none of these even matter. We're not going to hit these. Some of them are super, super far away. They're kind of like abandoned leftovers, basically. So, yeah, I'm just going to hit remove for now. Hopefully, it'll not going to mess anything up. Here's a mining vessel, 13k away. So that must be a Mayday one as well. We'll just get rid of it. Whatever. Here's another pirate raider. Here's some safe houses. So these are like the asteroid bases. We should probably just remove them. I'm not sure about the safe house stations though. Like this one's 28 away. I probably would never see this one, so we could just remove it. But that just removes everything outside of the asteroid. Or inside the asteroid, so there's nothing too crazy. This one is super, super far away. And it's actually owned by me because I took this one over. So this is just way, way in the beginning where I found one of these things and just took it over and kept only the like survival kit just in case I did get destroyed. At least I have some place to spawn and also get into some kind of economy base around here. I think I have it all kind of off right now, but it's fine. All right, what else is there? So here's more safe houses. That's ours. There's a lot of stuff out here that's like super close to us. Here's an encounter section F. Like I've seen these before. I'm surprised I haven't really like did anything with these. They're super close to us too. So I'm not sure what this is all about. What I like that picture where it says F right there. I think this is one that has a section that flies off or something like that. Like a space pod. I think it's like somewhere around here. I forget exactly where, but it's like a space pod that flies right off. It could be right here. Yeah, looks like this is the space pod that flies off. Which is pretty interesting. So, but like I said, we could get rid of a whole bunch of these, which it should be fine, I hope. And then you have all these other ones that are fairly close by. Are these all the maydays near us that we just never really gathered? I guess it would be. Yeah, here's a pirate base too. So let's just remove them, see what happens. Even the cargo military, I guess we could just remove them. They're super far away anyways. Okay, and then you have a vulture vessel that's nearby as well. We're just gonna reset all those encounters. Why not? HEC debris. What is this? It's a pretty much broken red ship. Just sitting out here for no reason. And it's got a whole bunch of debris here. These are space pirate stuff. Yeah, it is like bits and pieces of every little thing. Of the whole entire thing, actually. Hermit stations. Those are fun. Those are the asteroid stations. And I think this one it's not mine, it looks like. No, we didn't take over this one, it looks like. So there's that. Or did we? Actually we did. It's just missing it's missing the whole entire base. And just left the car containers for some reason. Yeah, I think we did take over this one. We can get rid of it. Get rid of that hermit station, and then another hermit station right over here. Homing beacon. What is that? That's just sitting out here? That looks cool. I mean, I don't even know what this thing does, but it looks like it's out of batteries, so we could probably just get rid of it. And then from there, we have a whole bunch of large grids just floating around. So all this is just probably bits and pieces of things. Yeah, from stuff that I shot down, probably. More than likely, that's the case. So we're just going to grab these, remove it. Looks like there's some mines and everything like that. Is this anything important? This is probably part of a ship nearby that... it looks like I did take this place over, so let's just remove that. Mining vessel debris, so there's a lot of random stuff there. Okay, pirate antenna. What is this? Is this another? Yeah, it's more like debris or stuff like that we didn't really take out all of it, so just leaving random bits and pieces everywhere. It looks like that's what we've been doing. Prometheus debris we don't need. All right, so now what? Got stations. Here's section F debris. Here's some more of those. That's a lot, actually. So let's remove that. Small cargo vessel, front cargo vessel, small grids, and they're just like sitting out here for whatever reasons. They're not really floating, like floating in space. They're floating in space. They're not traveling in space. So for whatever reason, they're not actually going anywhere. So that's a lot of small grid pieces. Tons of it. And that's probably from all the little drones and everything like that. But we are going to just get rid of all those. We don't need it. And that got super quiet for a second. Here's some more static grids that are unknown. Oh, some of Space Pirate stuff. Like this one is only 12 away. I'm pretty, yeah, we grabbed the hydrogen from this for sure. So there's like all different pieces here, basically. So some of these could be just repeats, but they're just random pieces from the grid that's just floating for no reason at all. So all this, I'm pretty sure we can remove and not get ourselves into trouble, but let's just hope. Because if we remove something and remove something from the base or my ship, that would be very terrible, but it is what it is. All right, station defenses, station defenses. This is probably coming from another asteroid type of base, and it's super, super far away, so I could just get rid of it, I guess. Tanker debris, only like random bits. We got a bunch of turrets here, which they're just platforms. I pretty much grabbed those. All right, so Rex, it was a mod that I did add, but it was a bit cheesy, I think, because it did have a lot of bits and pieces from these ships. So some of these ships had like jump drives, a whole bunch of uranium and all that stuff. And it was pretty commonly spawning for me, and I obviously probably could set it to spawn a little less, but got rid of the mod. But some of these ships kind of just stayed here, which is pretty interesting too. So here's one of the ships I think we've seen before. Interesting little color scheme and everything like that, but it's lightweight in weapons. It's got uranium. What else is there? Yeah, that's about it. I don't even know where the bridge is, to be honest. But random little wreck ships. Like this one looks crazy. I wanted to attack this one eventually, but then I gave up on it. But it's a pretty interesting ship. It has a lot of interior turrets on this thing, and even Gatlins. They have like this big little shield wall here, and all the weapons are kind of like hidden and inside. And then you have a whole bunch of oxygen farms. In angle, it looks like. I'm not sure if this supposed to follow the sun and everything like that, or it's just so angled like that. I think it more or less is just angled like that. That's a pretty interesting design for thrusters, actually. I actually like that idea. That's actually pretty cool. So basically, they went with a large ion thruster. I think the sci-fi one. And it's going vertical. And then you have the two small ones on horizontal. And they're just like layered backwards a little bit. This is a really cool design. So might be something I adopt later down the line. Pretty interesting ship, but I'm going to say goodbye to that one. Goodbye to this one. Here's another wreck, which is just a drill ship, it looks like. Yeah, it's a small drilling ship. So that's fairly interesting. That's considered a wreck. I guess they have a small grid wrecks. Here is more parts of that same wreck, potentially. I don't know. It has very minimal parts. I've never seen this ship yet, so let's just go dive in and look at it. Wow. 4 large hydrogen thrusters in the rear, I want to say. Very minimal side thrusting. Yeah, very minimal. And minimal upward thrust, I guess. That is pretty bad, and it could be also because we destroyed a good portion of the ship. So there's always that as well. Do they have points, research points in here? I don't think so, but I could be wrong. Not like I really checked throughout the whole entire ship here. I honestly don't think they do, but yeah. we'll remove that one and look at the last ship here from the wreck mod. And this is heavily weaponized. Interesting way of putting iron thrusters, and then you have the hydrogen thrusters. This one would maneuver a lot quicker, but it looks like it's missing half of its torso. So not much we can do with this ship. There's a tank full of hydrogen, would be nice, but this is way too far away. Look at the distance from player. That's insane. All right, so that gets rid of all the random little ships. Except for the critique. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be doing anything. I don't think so. Let's just remove it. Who cares? Anything else is just stations, orbital base stations, everything that spawned from the mods and stuff. So we'll leave that alone. Small grid, large grids, that's fine. And then floating objects. So floating objects, I'm pretty sure there's floating objects everywhere. 40 Gatling ammo. Where can I find 40 Gatling ammo? It's actually really close to us too. When I say really, it's between 0 to 100 kilometers away, I guess, which is not really that close, but yeah. But geez, there's 40 of them just living out there in space. Same with ice, whole bunch of ice just sitting out there. We got 40 rockets somewhere out there as well, which is insane. Then we got all scraps basically. So all this obviously can just go bye-bye. And that should be it. So like all this is just asteroids and coding and everything like that for the asteroid. We're not adding or removing them. Same with planets, we're not adding or removing them. So there's that. Really want to do is just clean up the save file, so then continue with this adventure and hopefully new maydays and encounters and things like that spawn. Hopefully that didn't break the game. I hope not. It shouldn't have. But yeah, that's more or less what I wanted to do. Because the next thing that we are planning to do... Alright, I think our character perished. Right? Yeah. I can't hit F6. I'm stuck in spectating mode. Yeah, I think the character itself perished, and I need to find a way to get it back. But this was a save as a different file anyway, so we should be able to continue directly from where we were before. But I would have to clean up everything once again, which is a bit of a pain. But let me see. Can I just save as and respawn or quick load? Ah, so that's what I did wrong. And you've probably seen it already. As I was messing with the entity, I think I deleted more than I should have. Yeah. So I'll probably have to load up the original file. And this is, it was more or less a back file just in case I did something wrong. Which luckily I did do that, because that would have been terrible. And as you see here, my mothership is no longer here. So I must have deleted it by mistake. And everything else that came with it. So I'm not even sure how I did that. So maybe I had to select it and I accidentally kept it continuing with the selection. So probably have to clean up the save file once again off camera. But it was nice to kind of look at the behind the scenes of everything, to see what all the little ships were, where they all went. I know there was one ship, the debris F or section F1, where it popped off the space pod and just left. I don't know what it's called. It probably was like a large grid or something like that, or yeah, who knows. But yeah, once again, this is a little bit of a different piece to the series, but we're likely going to continue the series eventually and start doing random things like fighting these things, dangerous Reaver encounters and so forth. But of course, we're gonna have to revert back to our save file, so then we can do that. But I know we're struggling with finding hydrogen, so I think we're probably, before we even do that, fight more drones and stuff like that, or encounters, we might make a move. I mean, kind of getting bored and tired of staying here. So we probably make a move either that direction right there to the alien planet. We have Triton as well. And if I can find it, we can look for Pertam. So make a move, find some more economy bases within the vicinity, and then kind of go from there. Then that should be a little bit more funner instead of kind of staying right here this whole time with our base. Or either we create a new base, find a new base, or take our base and jump it. Don't know what I'm gonna do, but either one works out fine. But hope you guys enjoyed this behind the scenes look of all the large grid, small grid ships that were just hanging around in the save file. If you enjoyed this episode, please like and subscribe. Don't forget to drop a comment down below. And of course, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.